Alright, so now I got my body. Just got to think of how it's going to be. So I want the neck to kind of fit in there pretty streamlined. So I'm just going to kind of put it in there at an angle, push it all the way through. I probably should have left myself some more wire, but oh well, sometimes I feel like I waste a bunch of wire. So I'm going to push it through, make sure that it's pretty cinched up to my neck. Now that it came out, pull, make sure it's in there. This one I didn't really leave myself too much room, but bend it and whack it back in there. So now you can kind of push it up, see how it fits, pull all the wings out of the way. So that looks like that'll be all right. For this one, I'm also trying some new caulking stuff. Haven't ever done that before, so hopefully it'll be a little bit better as far as being able to move the skin once, being able to leave it, and having it actually stay there. So now this humerus bone is going to just be plugged in, like right in there. So you gotta kind of want to think how it's going to sit and how the wing like will lay flat up there. So I'm going to put it about right in there. And same thing, just push it through. Watch your fingers. Wires are sharp, even though I didn't sharpen that one. I have stabbed myself a couple times. It's not fun, especially when you're trying to knock out multiple birds in the next couple days or however much you do. Alright, so that's good with me. Just fold back over, push it back in. You give it a couple hits, make sure it's seated there okay. That was actually a really bad job, but I think I'm just going to leave it. That way I have a little bit of wiggle room. Alright, now for the leg. So you got to remember, this is when that other thigh bone comes in handy. So with how it rotates, you want to leave that much extra. So you want to bend it almost, how's this leg? You give it that much extra, and then it's going to go about there in the body. So I'm going to say right there. Once again, didn't really leave very much, but that's okay. I'm just going to fold over and hit back in. And we can remeasure, and we have about that much. Remember, there was like another humoral head. This one got shot off. That way, once the skin kind of folds back over, the legs kind of sit and ride along the body like that. And it works as a little knee. Actually, not that much. Alright, now this one is going to be my support. So since it's standing, it's going to be standing on its right leg. So this is a 12 gauge, I believe. So, sharpen that. Same thing. I'm just gonna go through the, I guess, what is this? The wrist on this one, if I can. Whoops! As I just rip it all. So this wire is borderline almost too big, but I'm just going to use the tip to kind of pull the skin away from the bone and just kind of drill it out. So I'm going to spin it, which kind of helps to like drill it out as I go. I'm kind of stuck behind the knee right now. This big wire will usually busting through. So about right there. I'm going to come through on the skin side. I'm sorry, I know you can't really see this. So there we go. Came through on the skin side, coming up, cutting off this little knee, and cutting off this little shard here too. Be careful not to cut anything else. Of course, it wants to be a pain. Big pain. That's just like a little piece that's on top of the thigh or whatever that is, I guess. So almost kind of like the same thing. So this time, I'm about to measure it where it needs to be. But since this is my support, I'm going to go through twice on this one. So I'm going to find where my mark is for my leg. Should be about even with this side. So I'm actually going to need to pull back out a little bit. This one right there, so this is going about right here. Same thing, you just want to pull your leg, push through, give yourself some slack, and keep pushing through. Again, don't stab yourself, that was close. Give yourself some slack, push through, slack, push through, slack, push through. So that should be enough for me. I'm just gonna make a J, that way it'll stab back in the body. So this being a smaller body, you want a smaller little J. So you just spin it around just like that. You can tap it back out or you can pull it out and make sure it's not getting caught on your foot or anything. Well, the duck's foot, not your foot. Don't get it caught on your foot either. Push it back in. Give yourself some slack. And now you just want to find back down where your leg is. Give yourself enough slack to accompany how long your femur was. So I need just a little bit more. I'm just going to pull on the leg. That'll give me enough. And I'm just going to bend it right there at the body to where it'll go straight down. This I'm just going to bend. Get out of my way. And then you're going to pull all your skin out and around. It's going to be kind of tight. Probably should have done that first. I think I got it trapped around this leg now. It's never easy. If it can happen, it will happen. So just get yourself some slack. Pull it down, try not to rip it. As it dries, it'll start ripping very easily. So you just want to taxi it up as best as possible. Make sure that the breast is down. And there we go. So now the little tail section is actually fitted in the tail above the vent. Kind of want to make sure that it gets in there straight. So sometimes I'll just take a marker and draw a straight line. That way I can make sure that I'm sewing along a straight line. Alright, we got it all wired up, got our eyes in. Now I put some caulk in a syringe, kind of filled in my lower mandible here. I'm just going to use some cheapo super glue just to go in and glue the bottom jaw first. I think I might go in a little bit more caulking before I do. Just to fill it in a little bit more. Turn the light on here. Alright, just got my eyes in. Now I'm just filled up my syringe with some caulking agent. Trying my best just not to get it everywhere. I'm going to fill in that lower mandible. Come back out. You got just a little bit on the outside, so I've got to be very careful with it. I'm going to try to smash it down, kind of guide it up towards the little neck area. Alright, I just have some super glue. And skin. As you can see, the paint's chipping off. I'll be able to go back in and fix that. Alright, so that's on. Make sure everything's right. Make sure the mandible's good. Try not to get just caulk everywhere. Which I have, because I'm sure it'll get all in my feathers everywhere. Don't get super glue or anything. I'm gonna bend that over a little bit. And now I'm gonna try to go back in with my caulking again. I'm gonna try to put it on the top of the head just to give it a little bit more volume. I don't have too much room to work with. Clean that off a little bit. Make sure it'll still push. Alright, here we go. I'll reach it to the very back. Attempts to draw back and pull it out cleanly. So now holding where I need it to, just going to push that back a little bit. Kind of feel where all my extra space is. Now that that's pushed down, I think I can probably put a little bit more in there. So I'm gonna go back in with a little bit more. Try to go a little bit further back this time. And draw back. Try not to get any on any feathers, which I kind of did. And just kind of mold it how I need to. It's enough to give it a big head. And now I can take my tweezers and super glue this piece. So I'll take that, put that right in there. Just making sure my eyes are still lining up. Now I can go in and start on my sides. I may give it just a little bit in the cheeks. Just give it a little extra more filling. Let's see, I guess we'll start on this side. Trying to do it to where y'all can see, but I'm sure y'all probably can't see anything. Just a little bit, making sure it doesn't get up on my eyes. Got another blood stain up there on my eyeball, or behind my eyeball right there. I'm just gonna pull the skin up, see what I'm gonna need it. Get my super glue. And glue that in there. Alright, now I should be able to spin it around. And kind of the same thing. This one already has some caulking coming out, seems like. Just gonna pull it out, put it in a little bit this time. Alright. Kind of just mash it where I need to, making sure no caulking's on my tweezers. There's some that's starting to try to come out. So I'm just going to pin that open, throw some super glue in. Hopefully trap that in before my glue dries. And it looks like I've got some caulking that's seeping out. So I expected the caulking to be pretty messy. I'm kind of proud of myself that I didn't make more of a mess than what I did. But the face is glued on. I'll get a little bit more attention to the cheeks and all of that here later. I'm just going to work on sewing it up, standing it up, and then we can work on just positioning. All right, it is now 7:30. Got the eyes in, got it all cocked up. I got it all wired. I got it on a board. Man, I'm looking rough. Still has a lot to dry. Still has a lot to preen. And something to fix the tail. But here it is. So like I said, still got a lot to do. Still have a lot of preening to do. Try to get these, I guess they're like the secondaries, just to line up just right. Final time check, like I said, going on 7:30. So just over, what, 9 hours? Well, I took a big break for lunch. So just about 9 hours, and I still have to inject the feet so they don't turn into raisins. But thanks for tuning in to my first duck mounting video. And stay tuned for the next ones. I've got some pintail, some widgeon, some spoonies, and some other stuff. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.